Eurostar has cancelled all its high-speed trains on Friday connecting Paris with London and Brussels after the discovery of a World War II-era bomb near the track serving Eurostar's hub in the French capital, the Gare du Nord. According to Associated Press, France's national train operator SNCF said in a statement that traffic would be stopped at the Gare du Nord until mid-morning Friday at the request of police. "We invite travelers to postpone their trip," it said. The station is a major European transit hub. Bombs left over from the two world wars are regularly discovered around France, but it is very rare to find them in such a people-packed location. Travelers in Brussels are invited to postpone their trip or find alternative ways by bus or car, but passengers in trains from Amsterdam to Paris were forced to halt in the Belgian capital. "We were on the train and I heard the girl next to me. Her parents called her and said that there was a World War II bomb found in the train station," said Gabrielle Cotton, a tourist from Missouri, US, traveling from Amsterdam and trying to get to Paris. "We are in line trying to figure out how to get to Paris. We are not sure how we are doing it yet, but we would like to get there today, if possible," she said. Bombs left over from World War I or World War II are regularly discovered around France, but it is very rare to find them in such a people-packed location. The SNCF said rail traffic was stopped at the request of police.
Eurostar to Amsterdam Central will depart from track 4A instead of 11:53 via Abfahrt von Gleis 4a statt Gleis 6. Eurostar direct to Amsterdam Central will depart from track 11. Voie 12, changement de voie, le bon
So we're trying to get to Paris. We were on the train and I heard the girl next to me. Her parents called her and said that there was a World War II bomb found in what's it called? Train station. I don't know what the train station is called. But yeah, so I found out that way, and then they told us we had to get off in Brussels, and so now we're in line trying to figure out how to get to Paris. We're not sure how we're doing it yet, but we'd like to get there today if possible.
Voie 15, nouveau changement de voie. Le train ici à
Van 11:56, spoor 7. Reizigers naar Jurbeke.
Zaventem, via Zaventem, de 11h51, voie 17 au lieu de voie 7.
The newly received manpads from Sweden allowed Ukrainian forces to turn the tide in Toretsk by creating a lethal threat to Russian aviation. Euromaidan Press media outlet reports this. It is noted that as Ukrainian fighters began shooting down Russian aircraft, they not only disrupted enemy air support, but also forced Russian forces to scale back their countermeasures, allowing Ukraine to push deeper into the contested town. With the battle for Toretsk coming to a critical point, Ukrainian forces are determined to maintain their foothold on the edges of the settlement and prevent Russian attempts to break out and advance into more open terrain. The Ukrainian presence in the ruins of Toretsk not only prevents Russian forces from fully consolidating control, but also keeps the possibility of Ukrainian counteroffensives alive. Persistent counterattacks effectively drain Russian manpower and resources in brutal urban combat. These strikes prevent Russian forces from regrouping and fortifying their gains, keeping the battle dynamic and forcing the enemy into constant attrition. Euromaidan Press says at the same time, Ukraine's effective use of drones has severely limited Russian mobility, making it dangerous for their infantry to move through the shattered remains of the town. Every Russian advance is met with drone surveillance and precision strikes, ensuring that their movements are neither unnoticed nor unpunished. Unlike previous months, when weak spots could be exploited, Ukrainian positions here are now solidified, leaving little room for Russian infiltration. As Russian attempts to encircle Toretsk failed, Ukrainian defenders maintained direct supply roads without significant disruptions. In addition, the Ukrainian brigades engaged in the area are notably better trained and equipped than the Russian units thrown into the fight, which consist mainly of mobilized personnel from occupied parts of Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts, with lower combat morale. This has forced Russian commanders to increasingly rely on airstrikes in an attempt to bomb Ukrainians out of their positions. The frontline situation has prevented Ukraine from positioning its long-range air defense systems closer to Toretsk, allowing Russian jets to operate more freely close to the front without immediate threats from advanced anti-air systems. Russian aircraft have dared to fly closer to provide direct fire support, posing a serious challenge to the Ukrainians. Recognizing the need to counter Russian aerial power, Ukrainian forces have begun to deploy man-portable air defense systems, or MANPADS, as an effective ambush tool. Unlike stationary long-range systems, MANPADS are small, mobile, and difficult to detect. This allows operators to fire from concealed positions before relocating. With the inflow of MANPADS from Sweden, Ukrainians could start using them more freely. Overall, the successful use of man-portable air defense systems in Toretsk has proven how crucial they are for frontline operations. While Ukraine's Western allies have been supplying high-end systems like Patriot to protect critical infrastructure and rear positions, new deliveries of MANPADS from Sweden will provide even more tactical flexibility to Ukrainian forces on the front lines. These additional weapons will allow them to continue denying Russian air superiority in contested areas like Toretsk, forcing Russian pilots to operate at greater risk or longer distances, abandoning clear air support altogether, according to Euromaidan Press.